Sringadev ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda. 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 Jaya Dvaita Chanda Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Dvaita Chanda Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Dvaita Chanda Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So, welcome everybody. Sprechen wir Deutsch oder Englisch? Wer versteht kein Englisch? Kishori Kund? Purusha? Meinst du? Wem haben wir denn zum Übersetzen für dich dann? Und Purusha? Meinst du, Krishna kommt in seiner Form als Übersetzer? You had this. So maybe, but it works for her. I don't know. Okay, let's see. Sanjay is cooking. Sanjay kocht. Huh? Okay. Okay, then by the blessings of Kishori Kund and Purusha Simar Prabhu, we gonna speak English. We're reading from Sri Caitanya-caritāmṛta, Madhya-līlā, chapter 20, verse 353. Yep. Okay, and we still in the conversation of whom? Who's speaking here? Who's speaking? Huh? It's my fan club. At least part of it. Who's speaking here in the Caitanya-caritāmṛta? Who's speaking with whom? Sanatana Goswami and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Right? And Sanatana Goswami asking very inquisitive questions to Mahaprabhu, and they kind of exploring this very deep subject. And as you can see, since 353 verses already, these are the verses what we have recorded, meaning these are the verses what Krishnadas Kaviraj by he heard it from different sources, but mainly from Swarup Damodar. What he was, what he was told. Also here from Sanatana Goswami, but must be a very long conversation. In fact, was in Prayag on the river of the Ganges, where he instructed Sanatana Goswami. And here we have a verse Savaknya munira vakya shastra paramana amasapa jivera haya shastra dvara jnana. Savakyana munira vakya shastra pramana amasapa jivera haya shastra dvaya kyana. Savakya munira vakya shastra paraman amashapa jivera haya shastra tvarakyam. Savakya munira vakya shastra paraman amashapa jivera haya shastra tvarakyam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Somebody of you want to try? Ladies. Savakyana muni vakya shastra paramana amashapa chiverahaya shastra tvarakya. Okay. Savakya munira vakya. The words of the omniscient Muni Vyasadeva. Shastra Paraman. Evidence of the revealed scriptures. Amashaba. All of us. Chivera. Of the conditioned souls. Haya. There is. Shastrattvara. Though the medium of revealed scriptures. Jnana, knowledge. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Ki Jai. The Vedic literatures composed by the omniscient Mahamuni Vyasadeva are evidence of all spiritual existence. Only through these revealed scriptures can all conditioned souls attain knowledge. Purport. Foolish people try to concoct knowledge by manufacturing something in their brains. That is not the real way of knowledge. Knowledge is Shabda Praman, evidence from the Vedic literature. Srila Vyasadeva is called Mahamuni. He is also known as Vyasadeva because he has compiled so many Shastras. He has divided the Vedas into 4 divisions. Somebody knows what is? Right, come down here. Say it loud. Yeah. The Sama, Rig, Arju and Atharva Veda. He has expanded the Vedas into 18 Puranas and has summarized Vedic knowledge in the Vedanta Sutra. He also compiled the Mahabharata, which is accepted as the 5th Veda. The Bhagavad Gita is contained within the Mahabharata. Therefore, the Bhagavad Gita is also Vedic literature, Smriti. Some of the Vedic literatures are called Shruti, and some are called Smritis. Sri Rupa Goswami recommends in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Shruti Smriti Puranadi Pancharatra Vitim Vina Aikantiki Hare Bhaktir Utpatayava Kalpate. Unless one refers to Shastra, Shruti, Smriti, Purana and so on, one's spiritual activities simply disturb society. There is no king or government to check people, and therefore society has fallen into a chaotic condition. As far as spiritual understanding is concerned, taking advantage of this chaotic condition, many rascals have appeared and proclaimed themselves incarnations of God. As a result, the entire population is indulging in sinful activities, such as illicit sex, intoxication, gambling, and meat eating. Out of many sinful people, many so-called incarnations of God are emerging. This is a very regrettable situation, especially in India. Om Agnanati Madasya Knanan Chanashlakaya Chakshu Midam Yena Tasmai Shigrave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manopistam Stabidam Yena Bhutale Svayam Rupagadamayam Dadati Svabarantikam Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadada Shivasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So here Mahaprabhu gives this information that Mahamuni Vyasadeva, he is the evidence of old spiritual scriptures. Because why? Vyasadeva is basically the IT engineer of the universe, right? He basically brought all the knowledge what he received, he brought together, and he is the one who revealed basically the creation. When we look who is the director of the universe. Who is the director of the universe? Who is the CEO of the universe? Lord Brahma, yeah. So in Lord Brahma, he has like different disciples or who came from him. One of them is Vyasadeva. And the universe, how matter is coming together, is in a very wonderful way, because when we look at matter, when we look at an atom, for example, an atom is a very, very tiny little piece, right? I mean, we cannot see it with our eyes. It's basically a piece what has some electronical vibration, right? Because of this vibration, it's vibrating. It's vibrating. So when two atoms come together, They're not coming together whimsically. They're coming together because they have the same vibration. Sometimes we see this, there are so many girls and boys out there, but not all of them, you cannot compare all of them in the same way. You cannot just put a boy and a girl and put them together and there you have it, vibration. No, it's not like that. We tried this previously in ISKCON. We tried it, some kind of so-called arranged marriages. We have to top up the Sunday feast. Oh, Bhakti and Bhakta, let's bring them together and make a vivaha. The people will be amazed, who come for the Sunday feast and will say, I come next day again or next week again, so I also maybe get married. Something. This we cannot force this vibration, but there is vibration. Right? I heard some. Okay. So there is this vibration, but we have to find the particles who have the same vibration, because then they flock together, right? And of course, as scientists explain it, it's electricity. And electricity is a very, is a very good analogy for this, what actually happens. When we have, for example, two people who come together and they feel some affection, people say there is electricity, right? I heard one senior devotee was criticizing, maybe not criticizing, but pointing out in nowadays kirtan melas, what we have, right? There's not so much separation between boys and girls. There's some separation, but he said one can feel the electricity. Ooh, right? And that's definitely there. So, but we bring things in vibration by sound. We bring things in vibration by a sound composition, basically. So we have this Mahatattva, the sumbomum of all matter. It's just matter. It's dark, thick, cold matter. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. Because then you need somebody who has the idea, who has the blueprint of the whole creation in his mind. Where did he got it? He got it from somebody. And he can bring the software into this hardware. And Vedic software is Vedic knowledge, is basically the Vedas. The Vedas are spoken knowledge. And this knowledge inspires this dead matter to become alive. This basically is what's happening. So you have the hardware, you have the software. So Vedavyas, because he is a disciple of Brahmaji, he got the information about the software of this universe. Right? So if we somehow or other we get a computer, we get this tablet or whatever, and somebody is asking us, how does this tablet work? So we could there's many little beings inside, many little workers, what Steve Jobs or somebody, they put them all inside, and they have little lights, little torch lights, and therefore it's raying up, and then somebody is changing the letters on the screen all the time. They're very quick, right? Maybe for somebody, when I would tell this Charu, even he would not believe me, right? But maybe somebody may believe me and say, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Or I could even say, well, I created this, and I did this in this way, and that way, and therefore it's working, right? So somebody maybe believe it, and think, no, this guy is very smart. But actually, that would be completely wrong and false. In German we say, jemand schmückt sich mit falschen Federn. Somebody decorates himself with false feathers. Right? I put very colorful, nice feathers on me and pretend I'm a peacock. Huh? Maybe somebody would think, oh yeah, that's a peacock. He can even make peacock sound. Ah! Ah! Right? But it's not real. Right? So, in this way, we have to go to the right source. And basically, this science, it's about the universe, it's a secret. You need to go to somebody. If you want to know how this works, you have to go to a disciple of Steve Jobs, or Bill Gates, or whatever. We don't want to go into these personalities, whatever. We have to understand the principle. We have to go to the disciple of the original one who made computers, right? And he can tell us, he can explain us. Now I become also empowered with this knowledge. So what I do is I go around and give my knowledge to somebody else, that somebody else may build a computer. Of course, this is not really wanted, but that it would work like that. And because my memory is deteriorating, so what I do to fix this knowledge? What do I do to fix my knowledge, what I received? Huh? Read the scriptures. No, the scriptures not yet existing. I just got this. I went to some software engineer, and he told me how that all functions. Yes, I have to write it down. I have to write it down that it doesn't get lost. And basically, this is what Vedavyas is doing. He's writing it down. So we have two sources. We have what is written down. And this is smriti. So smriti is what is written down in books, right? And shruti is that what we heard. So this is the only way where we can receive knowledge, right? I have only two ways to learn mathematics. Either I get myself a book, or nowadays we can say you look at a tutorial on YouTube. But it's the same principle. I get myself a book and can try to learn it by just reading the book. And if I'm sort of smart, I maybe learn how to do mathematics. Even when I go more into this, I become more Jai Jai Shishi Palat Lakshmi Shingadev Ki Jai. I become more advanced, and I learn maybe things like algebra and how's it called where you know this. Huh? Yeah, no, but where you have this x and y, and then you put this graph inside. Integral calculation, all of this very crazy stuff. Where every schoolboy looks forward. Charu is very good in mathematics, but wait till this comes. Integral. Yeah, so, I can figure this out somehow. But it will take me a lot of time, and on the way, what will happen? I will make many mistakes. I will, run into so many different directions, and in the end I will find out, oh, that was a dead-end street. So I have to again go back and start again, my whole calculation again. It will take me very long time. And on top of it, I have to be sure that this person who wrote this mathematics books, he got it right. Because when he got it wrong, I will get it wrong. And all my calculations will be completely bogus. Right? So therefore, I have to make the endeavor to to find somebody who is a master in mathematics, who realized the knowledge, not only from the book, but he can explain the book. And the book, and this is what he's telling me, completely match. They completely match. And if I will have the complete evidence, if this person is my teacher, is right, I could go to another teacher and ask him as well. And if he explained me the same thing, I could see my teacher, the book, and this other person. These are completely right source to learn from. And this person who wrote the book or who understand the book, they can be called my mathematic teachers. Joe, and one day you ask your mathematic teacher, who is his teacher? And which book does he follow? No, you don't do that. So that's, you end up in trouble. And that's the thing where we basically have to put the foundation of our knowledge when it goes around self-realization and how the universe is put together. Now this is actually very complicated knowledge, or not maybe for everybody really to understand, or some maybe think what he's speaking about. But this is because our mind tries to be always complicated, sophisticated, right? Therefore, scriptures give us so many different ideas and point of visions or angles of visions, so that we can try it from all different angles. And we can engage our brain, because our brain is the software what works in our body to try to understand what's going on here. Okay, any questions to this? I have many. Okay, so we go to verse 354. Avadare nahi kahe ami avatar, muni shabat chani kare lakshana vichara. An actual incarnation of God never says, I am God, or I am an incarnation of God. The great sage Vyasadeva, knowing all, has already recorded the characteristics of the avatars in the Shastras. Purport. In this verse, it is clearly stated that a real incarnation of God never claims to be a real incarnation. According to the symptoms described in the Shastras, one can understand who is an avatar and who is not. Right? So, if one is God, let's say if one is a great football player, sorry, I only have boys examples. If one is a great football player, you don't go in the football stadium and say, I'm a great football player, I'm a great soccer player. Because only fools will applaud. But the real people, they will say, look, here's a ball, show it. Right? And because who is a real good football player, he just shows it. He just can do it. Right? And so here, an incarnation of God never claims himself, I am an incarnation. Because by his powers, he can do it. He can show it. Now we will say, well, in India, we have many who can do some magic tricks. We had some, they manifested some ashes, right? Or they were spitting golden eggs. Eggs. An egg, like a chicken make an egg. And they were spitting golden eggs. apparently, right? So the many magical tricks, what I can do to bewilder. Charu is right now into magic, right? He likes to have little tricks where he can let appear €2 behind your ear or something like that. Not yet, but you will learn this. This is very interesting. This is very fascinating. When I was a kid, if you want to have a good television show, you have to cut a woman into 2 pieces. You cannot do this nowadays anymore. One doesn't do this anymore. You maybe cut men. We should maybe do this. Maybe this is nowadays more appropriate, cutting men. But you can never cut a man into pieces. He's solid as a rock. No. So, this was of course a magic trick. Nobody ever cut a woman into 2 pieces, and then she comes out alive, and But we very attracted to some kind of magic. We like this. And we like also to kind of blur people's vision by doing some, or telling some a little bit to trick them a little bit. Huh? So it's very attractive. And of course, when we do this, there's so many benefits coming. There are big magicians out there. In my times there was, what's the name? Siegfried and Roy? Huh? Purusha, you know him, huh? Them. Some kind of weird couple who associated with white lions, and they made kind of magical tricks. Or David Copperfield was very... Anyway, so they have become very famous. And so in India, you have maybe, because Indian people, they like God, because they're very pious. But there are many rascal people who say, oh, I use all these pious people by tricking them. I tell them I am God. And I play some magical tricks, and then I can trick them and get loads of money from them. And not only money, all kind of sense gratification. Right? There are some out there who say, I am God, and you have to obey everything what I'm saying to do. Now you come in my bedchamber. That's going on even nowadays, under the guise even of followers of so-called bona fide religion. And Hare Krishna says Devaki. Devaki's back. Haribol. So, this is what's going on. Therefore, Prabhupada, when he was asked, there was, for example, the one who was spitting this eggs. Somebody maybe, I don't want to mention his name because I don't want to, there's maybe somebody who is very much attached to this person, but whatever. But he had a very funny haircut, like an afro. From India, he was manifesting ashes and was this axe. And then the disciples of Prabhupada, they brought Prabhupada a picture of him and said, he says he's God. And Prabhupada said no, because God is very beautiful. Krishna is very beautiful. So that's and Prabhupada said also, if somebody claims this, then immediately say, okay, show me your universal form. Show me the Virat Rupa. Right? You can, Huh? Well, then you say, you give me eyes. Krishna gave Arjuna eyes to see it. Then you give me, if you got, then give me eyes that I can see it. Huh? Well, apparently Arjuna was also not pure enough. But he was a devotee, right? So, that's the thing. And another evidence, what Prabhupada gets, you say, then go and lift this mountain on your little finger for 7 days. Then you can claim you are God, you are Krishna. Right? So, any questions on this? Any topics? Okay, then we have a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. Now I have to always switch my head back to the meter, to Bhagavatam meter. Yasyavatara kyayante sharireshyo ashririna daistar atulatishraitir avijaya deshu asangatai. The Lord does not have a material body, yet He descends among human beings in His transcendental body as an incarnation. Therefore, it is very difficult for us to understand who is an incarnation only by his extraordinary prowess and uncommon activities, which are impossible to embodied living entities. Can one partially understand the incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead? This is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam 10.10.34. So sometimes the Lord appears in this universe. Why does He appear in the universe? To destroy Dharma. Or restore. Restore Dharma. What else? Restore Dharma means bring religion back into place. The real religion. Not just some. Showing His pastimes. Kill the demons. And in this way? Yes, give pleasure to the devotees. You want to say something?
Yeah, to explain us how to behave.
Yeah, that would be restoring Dharma, religiosity. Religion or Dharma doesn't mean some kind of or some some religious, or even this is the real Dharma means, or religion. Dharma means actually this what is inherent in society, in the people. Like Prabhupada gives the Dharma of sugar. What is the Dharma of sugar? To be sweet. If you take the sweetness away from sugar, it's not sugar anymore. Right? And so in each and every society there's a Dharma. There's a Dharma in the beehive. There's a Dharma that these are the drones, these are the working class bees, this is the queen, and I don't know, what else is there? But the point is they're all cooperating together. If they would not, their whole Dharma, the beehive, would be lost. If you take a single bee out of this beehive, it's lost. If it's not connected with the Dharma of the beehive, whatever they do, producing children and then producing honey and, all what they're doing, it's all because of this body of the whole beehive. You take one beehive, you take one bee out of the beehive, it's useless. The beehive has a whole Dharma, how they're functioning, and they're all surrendering, they're all fitting together. Problem is, we humans be so sophisticated that we think we are very special, and we separating ourselves from this Dharma, and we follow all kinds of different so-called Dharma or religions, and then we wonder why we don't have a society, we have a moving cancer, what we are over there, So, therefore the Lord appears to kind of set things straight in the universe. And how He does this? He comes and performs His pastimes. And the pastimes are mainly, whatever is disturbing, He takes away. And in this way, He gives joy to His devotees. Right? So He... there's like every tale, every story is based on this fact. You have the good guys and you have a few bad guys, right? And then Superman. Of course, nobody knows who's Superman, because he's always disguised when he put on his funny pants, his underwear over the pants, and put his, put his chador around his, and put his S there, and then he's flying. Nobody knows that's this nerd, this computer nerd, who's kind of, nobody's interested in. But then he becomes Superman, and then he comes, and then he kills the rogues and demons, and everybody is Jai, Superman ki Jai. Right? But that's just a copy of that what Krishna does. Right? And Krishna sometimes comes to rectify situations. And, to really rectify, he has to come in disguise. To know what's really going on, Lord Ram disguised himself and went in the city of Ayodhya. And there he could find out, when he was listening to the Caitanya-caritāmṛta, the street talks, what the people were thinking about him. And then he acted accordingly. Of course, for some devotees, it's painful how he acted. But still, it gives them so much source of, remembrance on the Lord. Pleasure is not only that everybody is ha-ha, da-da, da-da. Pleasure sometimes is also what appears to be painful, but still it captivates our mind. So, therefore the Lord sometimes takes a material body to descend amongst humans to kind of put things straight. Right? Therefore he came as Krishna. Therefore he came as Rama, as all these different avatars amongst mankind. And foolish people, or let's say envious people don't give him the credit, because they say, I'm so, I actually want to be that. I want to be that person who is glorified. I want to be like this Krishna dancing in the deep night with young girls. I want to be that. I want to stand on the altar. I want to be worshipped. Everybody should know that I am the greatest. And therefore all of us, most of us in a smaller scale, but all of us try to establish our supremacy over our colleagues, over our, other people, So this is our situation. We try to imitate, but we don't have the real Shakti, the real power for this. Any question on this? There comes the rest of my fan club. Almost the rest. Okay, 356. Swarup Lakshana Ara Tattasta Lakshana Aidui Lakshana Vastu Jana Munigana. By two symptoms, personal characteristics and marginal characteristics, the great sages can understand an object. So, only those who understand the scriptures, because in the scriptures it's clearly described how an incarnation looks like, what the incarnation does, and even what an incarnation is. They are named. In this yuga, this incarnation comes. In this yuga, that incarnation comes. The Lord appears in these circumstances, in this form, and so forth. And then not only how he looks, but also what is his activity, what he is doing. What is the purpose why he came? Okay? Yes? No? Maybe? Okay, 357. Akriti prakriti svarup lakshan karyadvara kyana tatsata lakshan. Bodily features, nature and form are the personal characteristics. Knowledge of his activities provides the marginal characteristics. So in the scriptures is very detailed described sometimes what us is bodily features, what is his nature and what is his form, and how is his personality. We have so many descriptions about Krishna, for example, how he's looked, how different limbs of his body are shaped, and even that we know exactly what is on Krishna's foot soles. Do you, Hariveno, you know what marks are on your wife's foot soles? You ever looked?
Yeah, but
I never looked, or I don't remember. But that's we can describe everything about our wives, but not what are the marks on her foot soles. We even don't know if there are any, right? You know mine. So this is so detailed that we really can really figure out who is an incarnation and who not. And then also what is his activities, what he will do. So this is something what we ourselves sometimes struggle with, because we maybe know what is the activities of the Lord, but we never really know what are our activities, what is our purpose, what is our purpose in life, right? What is our dharma? What actually I'm supposed to do in this life? Why I'm here, right? We're not curious about. We're not curious about why we are here, why we incarnated, basically, huh? And it's such a deep question, but we just follow. Somebody tells us, no, you work, earn money, and then you go out here again. When you all go out, go out. You have some pension, good luck. Right? But we are told like that. So we don't ask. But that's the most exciting question what we should ask ourselves. What's my purpose? Why I'm here? Who am I? Right? And of course we get these different answers from our Shastras. Therefore we're sitting here in the Hare Krishna temple, because somehow or other we like these answers what we got. But still we hesitating to really go into the process to find out. We don't want to explore. We're not curious. What Krishna, what really you want from me? Right? Otherwise we would sometimes live our devotional life a little bit more different, a little bit more with consciousness. Huh? We would really beg our gurus, our spiritual masters, tell me, train me so that I can be purified. That all discoverings of who I am, what I think I am, they are kind of peeled off. Huh? Even for us nowadays, it's kind of a fashion. Oh, I'm in the movement for 3 years now. It's time to have a guru. So then I get the ISKCON catalog of gurus. This. Oh, he looks nice. Make considerations. Oh, he's good with children. Because I have children, I don't like somebody who is telling, whatever, children, whatever. Yes. Oh, he sings nicely. Right? Oh, he thinks, he criticizes other devotees. I like to criticize other devotees, so he's my guru. I saw this many times. I mean, in different things. Of course, I'm also bound by some kind of, who's my guru? Because we're looking for somebody who's similar than us, right? But actually, the master, must not be always similar to us, but he's the one who trains us, And, I played football when I was younger, and I never was particularly keen on my coaches. Because they're not nice to you. They're not supposed to be nice to you. They're supposed to kick you in the Huh? No, come on. That's a girl what thinks how they should look, right? Kick them in the face. No, but they kick you in the butt, right? To get you up again. You know, it was like somebody, you know, playing football, young men playing football, sometimes they hurting. Who played football, young men? Yeah. Sometimes they kicking you get a kick in the bones, right? And it's really, you know, like football, you know, these boys, they have like how to say, shoes with spikes on it. You know, in my times, we had alu spikes on it. And sometimes it's really, really painful. You think somebody kill your leg or it will fall off. And what this coach says, he said, get up, stand up. You know, move, walk. And you think, are you crazy? Somebody just killed my leg. How I can walk again? But guess what? That's the remedy. It will not hurt afterwards. If you get all pampered, you know, and some cheerleaders come and they carry you out, you know, and some kind of guys who kind of, you know, make a big fuss around you, you know, the next day your leg will be swollen and big and everything. But if you just keep moving, if you just keep on walking, it will just disappear. The pain will disappear. Maybe not exactly, not completely, but it works. I know it. But in this moment, this guy tells you, get up, stand up, keep walking. You think, you're such an asshole. How he can be so cruel? Oh? But that's what it's supposed to be. He's the one who teaches us to play football. He's the one who makes us strong, makes us, you know, kind of, that we don't, you know. So, you know, in spiritual life, sometimes the same. You know, we want to have somebody, you know, if the guru tells us something what, you know, is not pleasing, how he can say this? How he can tell us this? Right? You know, sometimes we're reading, you know, the books of Prabhupada, he's so rude. Prabhupada says things that is so rude sometimes. Yes? Therefore, we have to change the books because it's so rude. Nowadays, you can't say this anymore. Right? You have this. But sometimes that's what we need. Sometimes we need somebody, bam, who slaps us. My grandfather, he was not a man of much arguments. But when I misbehaved, I felt it. And I can appreciate it nowadays. You know, it's like it is, you know. Like, and it trained me. You know, that's like what it is. But nowadays we are so soft. Everything should be according to our convenience. And if we feel nice and convenient and pampered, then maybe we do some self-realization. Yes, that was enough, what he said. Yeah, I know, sorry. Right? So that's... We have to explore, we become curious, and we have to go to people who want to train us, who are our well-wishers, and not just that they say things what well-wishing us, but who are really putting us in a position where we start to learn, and where we start off cutting off our false egos of, I'm that great, I'm that. No, we are not. But if we follow, we become great. And even greater that we think we are now. Because we're coming to our really true self. And we understand that actually greatness in spiritual life means not to be a CEO of some company, or to earn lots of money, or to have many followers, beautiful women or whatever, lots of money, whatever. No, it's to be the greatest servant. The greatest servant who serves with his whole existence, humanity. But this we only can learn when we first start to be the smallest servant. And this means washing pots. Washing pots. And again, washing pots. And again, washing pots. And again, washing pots. Charu, hang up your jacket. And again, hang up your jacket. So that's our position. Any questions on that point? Oh, Gopikita.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for this point. I think it also reflects that this current time in ISKCON where we, at one point 20 years ago, it was very like the hard line, and now it's very much, or quite often, the soft line, that one doesn't know.
What means soft line? There is no line if it's soft.
Yeah, or no line. Yeah,
Yeah.
it could be actually no line. Huh? So it's trying to. What would you say about getting the middle line? Because the point is that it went from hard to no line, because maybe people went too much over the limit in terms of, I don't know, chastising or whatever it might be.
Well, I mean, that's my personal opinion. I think it has to come from two sides. Because we, as we claimed to be disciples, we were not. And maybe we even now are not, because we don't want to be disciplined. Disciple comes from discipline, but we don't want to have discipline because discipline is something what really goes against our need of expressing ourselves. You know, like with the football players. You know, like there are rules in playing football. There are rules. There are rules in traffic. You have to abide the rules, and you have to ask who made these rules, and what is the purpose of following them, meaning a peaceful, settled traffic life, like in India. Or? So that's there, but on the other hand, and this is maybe. I don't want to say this out of disrespect or whatever, but I think also the ones who had to act as gurus, this side maybe has also come from, has to also improve how to teach, how to train. It's also, it has to become, you cannot use, basically a trainer, you could say, is somebody who is a good football player, right? But on the other hand, you need also training to train, right? Just playing football is not enough to be a trainer. You have to learn. Therefore, nowadays we have such things as teacher training course. You do your Bhakti Shastra, you do your Bhakti Vaibhav, but then if you really want to become a teacher, you have to get a teacher training course, and there you're learning skills, how to apply this knowledge and how to pass it on in a way that the other side can understand it and what is needed. So, and I think that's very, very important. And I think what is missing, I mean, we have, for example, in ISKCON, if you want to become sannyas, you have to go through some kind of training, sannyas training. I'm not sure if this is the right term, because I don't think you can train somebody to be a sannyasi. I think this has something what has to, this is a internal step actually of renunciation, but maybe the better term would be a guru training course for those, because mostly is in ISKCON, so you become sannyasi, you become guru, What I think it's also not the best way, because to be the sannyasis are the ones who giving knowledge, of course, who are living by example, and in this way they can teach. But sometimes it needs the trainer or a coach, whatever, to get into the business. And sometimes that's not possible for a sannyasi, or if he does, it becomes dangerous for him and for the ones who follow. So, so therefore, we have to get also some training if we acting on the other end of this. And maybe we have to overthink this guru system, but this is now something what is just my personal opinion about this, to really understand, what is the difference between an instructing guru and a leading guru. Basically, what's the difference between a diksha guru and a shiksha guru? Because it's mostly the shiksha gurus who give us training. Right? It's not, the Diksha Guru, he comes, maybe he's maybe the sannyasi, he drops by, delivers, his knowledge, inspires by his example, and then give initiation. But then you have the seniors around you who acting as guides, who acting as instructors, and who basically look more after your day-to-day advancement in spiritual life than your Diksha Guru can ever do. Right? So we have to be aware of this position where we stepping in when we become more mature in spiritual, in spiritual understanding and in spiritual life, and giving guidance to younger ones. It's not an easy thing. Right, and it goes in different directions, because you acting as an instructing personality. You give advices who are very, very, how to say, they can be very deep for somebody to follow. It's not just to say, okay, you first time here at the temple, that's very nice, here's a beat back, you have some beats, you can chant with us, and here's the morning program, here's the, here's the prayer book, and you can read the prayers, and by the way, then later on you go and wash pots. That's very good, and that's the basis. That's the basis. And in this moment, this person, he will make rapid advancement. Eating prasadam, having association with devotees, and so forth. But then, when it comes to some steps closer, after some time, we really, okay, so what are now my directions to continue? What I do after I wash the pots? How should I develop my life? And in this point, we have to be very careful what advices we give. Therefore, we need qualified mentors. We need people who, first of all, follow the process by themselves, and then who have a backup from different, that they have somebody to go to, and, that it's not just some whimsical thing, that in one point it just appears because this person is on that level of consciousness, and because, it's like brahmachari tells everybody, no, you have to stay brahmachari, but I'm a girl. Oh, so okay. No, so and of course, when the brahmachari get married, then he tells everybody, oh, you should also get married. All brahmacharis should get married. You see how good it is, and that's the real thing. Whatever. So this according to the consciousness, what I have in the moment, I start to teach other people, and that's good to some point. But when it comes to the point that it has, that it reaches out of my, because what I can give is only where I am. So suppose this person I'm training up is much more qualified in his capacity. to take on things, to be trained or whatever, he will never ever succeed my level of understanding, because I'm guiding him. So therefore I need somebody who I'm connect, who's above me, who I can give even knowledge, what I maybe didn't realize, but what I can give to this other person, that he can become better. And this is a spiritual science, because material science is, I give you only that much what I get, because I never ever want that you become better than me. Right? But in spiritual life, it's, I give you everything what I got, and even if I didn't apply it, or even didn't I understand because it was too high, still I give it to you, because I want you to become better than me. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. So I think it goes from two sides. The ones who follow, we have to try to improve ourselves and have to be sometimes a little bit stronger in the way what we take, to have faith and conviction that yes, when I follow this, although it doesn't seem pleasing to me at this moment, but I have trust that this process works. It's not pleasing to get up every morning at 4:30 in the morning, and attend Mangalati, right? But I have the strong conviction, and with the time passing, I see how I make rapid progress by following this. So let me be a little bit strong. Let me be a little bit determined. Let me be a little bit, strong in keeping my mind together and say, no, we do this. Mind, you become my friend. Otherwise, you will be my enemy. Right? And if you train the mind, he becomes our friend. Right? And on the other side, we also have to understand, as we progress in spiritual life, we have a responsibility to give this what we got, to give this over, to pass it on. And this means sometimes to pass it on above our capacity. You know what I mean? So, and this means, what is the main thing for both sides? What is the main indication? What everybody has to develop? And with this we end. Humility. Humility. That's the main thing. What we have to cultivate. Humility, because only then we can be an instrument. An instrument of the bhakti comes from the supreme source of bhakti, Radharani. And if we want to play in her team, we're going to be trained by her. And although she is very beautiful, she is soft as a lotus petal. Sometimes because we're so stubborn and proud, she comes in her form as Durga. And there she has many, many weapons. That gets exciting. Okay, Brian.
Ask a question?
Quick, because otherwise I'll be the one who keeps everybody from not eating.
Shirin Mataji is asking, if Krishna tries to protect us, why does he put us in the same situations over and over? Is he just testing us again and again?
Yes. It's like this the horse. You have these horses who jump over fences. How are they called? It's kind of a sport. They put kind of a. How you call this in English? Go, Birgitta. How you call this in English? Some kind of fence or whatever, where they jump over. These horses, these jumping horses. Anyway, huh? What? Hurdles, maybe that's a good word. When the horse, we had nearby where I grew up, we had a place where they had every year where the horses came and were jumping over this. So hurdles. When the horse jumps over the hurdle and he doesn't get the hurdle, means he knocks the hurdle down. You know, it's like a round where they go in different hurdles. They have to jump over this, then sometimes over a big water canal, I mean, like a grave, and then another grave, like a trench or whatever. You know, and whenever they make a mistake, they cannot just continue. They have to go back to this hurdle and try it again, jump again. If they don't make it, they have to go again. And only when they come over that hurdle, then they can continue to the next ones, to the next hurdles. So the same for us. Till this point, we don't understand it, we don't get it, we don't learn it. We come in the same situation over and over again. It's like when Charu doesn't in the school, he gets a mistake, the teacher will put him again in front of the same, not mistake, how do you say? Aufgabe? Task. Yeah, so, you know, till he gets it. And then she leaves him out. That's a trainer. So therefore Krishna, he puts us always in the same situations. Did you learn it? Did you make your homework? Did you learn it? Did you read Bhagavad Gita? Did you read the scriptures, what I'm saying there? If you do this way, this is what happens. You don't believe me? Try it. See? I told you. Why you don't listen? Or? So simple. The good thing is that Krishna keeps us most of the time very protected. Even he teaches us, but still he protects us. He doesn't give us the full source of karma. He lifts it, he softs it up. If we try to, you know, if we really try to become his devotees, he protects us in our. But sometimes when he sees he doesn't get it another way, he has to be sometimes very drastic. Or sometimes he uses drastic examples to play an example on somebody who is very dear to him, to show the rest of it. Like when the lady or when a girl is married, she comes to the house of the mother-in-law and the man, right? You know, when you marry a lady, you married? Yeah. So basically, your wife goes in your house, in the house of your parents or whatever. So your mother is very clever. She doesn't say to your new wife, because it's a sensitive thing. She doesn't say to you, hey, you shouldn't do this. This comes here. This belongs here. You know, whatever. But she chastises her daughter, your sister, if you have one. I don't know. You know, but that's the principle. To chastise the sister, say, I told you a million times, this go in this cupboard. And the sister, she is smart as well. She doesn't say, wait, tell me I didn't do. You know, she said, oh yes, mother, I know, I'm sorry I did this wrong. I didn't do this in this cupboard because I'm stupid. But from now on, I will put this in this cupboard, because they both understand each other. She's not chastised because the mother doesn't like her or she did anything wrong. No, she makes the point to the new daughter-in-law, but that she doesn't feel embarrassed. She's very tactful, so therefore she chastises her daughter. At the same time, sometimes Krishna, he displays cruel examples. You know, sometimes we see some of our masters, our spiritual masters, they become sick, they went through cancer, and we, you know, what's happening? Why is this happening? Why Krishna can be so cruel? Somebody from outside may think, why Krishna let this happen? But the person who's a great devotee is in these circumstances, you know, basically speaking, examples like Bhakti-tirtha Swami or Kadamacana Swami, who were in this situation, right? They understand it's something, this is an opportunity for me, an opportunity to serve, to show how to behave in such a situation and how to get out. How to get out. And you see how glorious they live. Paramahamsa Go, he told about his mother leaving last time. You know, that's examples, and they don't suffer. They don't suffer in these circumstances. Anybody else suffers the hell, because he he thinks, oh, I'm losing my life. But somebody who's a great soul, he understands, I'm not losing my life, I'm giving my life for the service. So sometimes that also comes in, in this connection, this question comes also up, why then, whatever. Don't think Shireen does it, but maybe this was the answer to her question. Oh, come on, crying.
Just one little provocative questions, or not?
Provocative?
I think it's quick. So just in the verse, it's written that only through these revealed scriptures can all conditioned souls attain knowledge. So I wanted to ask you, what does it means only through the Vedic literatures, only through these scriptures that you can attain knowledge, or is that the meaning of the verse, or does it, or how should it be understood?
Well, you get knowledge from the book of knowledge, and basically the Vedas teach us mainly about how to use this material world in different circumstances. We learn from the Vedic scriptures how to use which button to press, which demigod to worship to get this or that material benefit. But we also get informations how to get out of this trap where we are in.
What about other scriptures, or what about other sources of knowledge?
Like mathematics. Well, there are parts of the Vedas who deal with the subject matter, but from the day-to-day knowledge of mathematics, you have to go to a math book or a math teacher.
Yeah, I mean also other scriptures, like Torah or Bible or whatever, because here it seems that it meant Vedic literatures, and he says only through these revealed scriptures can all conditioned souls attain knowledge.
Well, there's so many math books outside there, and you can check them if the math books say 2 + 2 are 4, then you can understand they are all bona fide, they are all in one line. But maybe one book explains it with apples, 2 apples plus 2 apples or 4 apples. The others maybe use plums or whatever. But it doesn't mean that they contradict each other and say, no, only apples. No, only plums. It applies only for plums. Only 2 and 2 plums are 4 plums. The others say, no, only 2 and 2 apples are 4 apples. And then they fight. Rawr. No, it's, we have to check out what is the, Prabhupada basically says, this scripture what teaches love of God is bona fide. So you have to see what comes out. What is the end result? What are these people following the scriptures, how they look like? That's easy. If you see people, they follow the scriptures the whole life, and they are such personalities. Do I want to become one of them? Do I want to look like them? Then I follow that. If I see something wrong, something I don't want to be like that, I tell you something that's naughty in the end, and there we will stop. He had my Sankirtan leader, Sabucha Prabhu. He was, once he met some Christians on the street. That's naughty, there's a little bit, And they said, it represents the Bible, where Jesus, and, he said, and then, how does it look? Where do you go? We all go to heaven. And you all will be there. Yeah, we all will be there. And all people like you will be there. Yeah, we all will be there. And said, then I don't want to go there. Of course, there's no. We don't say this on the street. We don't want to disappoint it. But sometimes you only have this way out. Just a way out. Just because then they let them out. So, but yeah, that's you see. And this is the most evidence for me when I see people like Bhakti Tirtha Swami living the planet. When I see people like Kadammakana Swami leaving the planet, then I know that's the way I want to go. That's the way I want to go. No other way to go. And if I want to go this way, I have to follow in their footsteps. I have to read these books, what they read. right? So, and this is evidence for me. It's not my business to judge other religions or other books or whatever. You know, I found my books. I stick to this book. That's fine. If somebody else has his own book, okay, your business, your problem. I don't have to convince you. I don't have to try to pull out a strong teeth. Right? If somebody is not knowing and looking here and there, then we can maybe say, yeah, why you don't, use a book, whatever. But, no need of kind of convinced people. It's not working anyway. You know what I mean? Hare Krishna. So please, in the end, please pray for me that I really can apply this, what I'm trying to speak here in my own life, and please give me always service and tell me when I do something wrong. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Ananda Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Jai Go Prem Nandi Hari Hari Bol. We have at 11 o'clock, we have a little Mangal Homa here. Whoever want to come and attend and bless this occasion, very much welcome. Can chant the holy name. And by the way, tomorrow at 11 o'clock we have another Mangal Homa. And in the evening we have Nrsinga Maha Homa. Lots of fire this weekend.